I might end up making this into 2 videos because it's going to be pretty long. Voluptuous 8 VSG asked, what are you doing or plan to do for your exercise routine? Well, you guys have heard me talk about that a little bit. Excuse me. I have an elliptical and a treadmill at home, and I try to do at least a half hour on one of those and try to pay attention to my steps. I also incorporated some weightlifting this week, and I want to do a lot more of that to get my metabolism up. So I haven't been, I'm not going to sit here and act like I have been very diligent and disciplined about this. I have not been. Although I do get activity during the week, you know, it isn't, I'm not sedentary, but it's not where it should be. And I'm going to try to put more of a focus on that. Amber M, she's 10 weeks post-op. What has been the most challenging thing for you post-op? Being disciplined. Yeah, I think, I mean, the most challenging thing early post-op was the constipation. But now, you know, what I want to say is, this is what I was going to say before. This is one of the things that I think is challenging. There's, you know, I watched a lot of videos where people talk about, you know, you can pretty much do anything and you're going to lose weight in that first, you know, 8 months to a year. Because you're just not going to, and then it's after that that you really have to pay attention on where people experience regain. And so I think kind of knowing that, I'm not paying as much attention to it as I should be. So I think that's actually challenging. I think it's challenging knowing that you don't have to pay so much attention to it early on because the tool is going to do it for you, but you really, you have to get your head to the place where you know, because I know I've seen people on here and I've seen people talk about it where it's like, you know, I ate this and this and this and I didn't do a damn thing all week and they lost 3 pounds. So I think that is something to really pay attention to for me. Also, what is one thing you wish you would have known pre-op? I wish I would have known to get Colace the day I left the damn hospital. Or something so that constipation wasn't as bad as it got. I wish I would have known that. And maybe I did know a little bit, but maybe I thought it wasn't going to happen to me because I didn't see it on everyone's videos, just a few people. I think I wish I would have known that, and that's what I would say to any pre-op people out there. Get Colace and start taking it day 1 for sure. And then whatever else. I know people, Miralax, I tried, that didn't work for me. Senna, but I think I was past the point of that stuff working. And I ended up having to do a suppository. TMI, but that's the point it got to. So don't let that happen to you. Losing it for me, 42, is post-op. Have you felt hungry? Oh, hell yes. I have felt hungry. I do. And yes, it does feel different. That was the other part of her question. It feels, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's almost like a tightening. I don't know how to explain it, but I definitely feel hunger, and it is a different feeling than it was before. It's like I can tell it's empty. I don't know how else to explain it. Michelle Edwards, she is pre-op. How do you handle mind hunger? Any strategies? I drink water or tea. Warm tea really works for me, but I think whenever there are those times when I also feel hunger and it's not real physical hunger, and that's what I do, and I know the difference, so I usually don't eat anything when I know that it's in my head. Mally Maven VSG, she is pre-op too. Of all the things you experienced so far, what has surprised you the most, good or bad? I wrote this one down. The constipation at first, right? And I think the slow weight loss. I mean, I had decided I wasn't going to obsess about that, but man, this last 3 weeks of 1.3, 1.6, 1.3, that has been kind of surprising because when you know you're only taking in so many calories and it's that slow, that would be on the bad side. On the good side, like I said earlier too, the recovery was so, uneventful and went really well. I think I was kind of surprised by that. Kayla VSG, how did you increase your calories? I think it was just once the swelling went down in my stomach, I was able to eat more, and You know, that's really how it was, just being able to take in more. I think I added in protein shakes too, or, you know, just being able to eat more food increased my calories. That's what that. Okay, Lindsay Broussard, VSG, she's post-op. What NSV are you most looking forward to in your journey? I think just becoming more confident in my body, that's already happening, but I think that's important to me. And I think some of those things I said in my 10 Reasons I Won't Miss Being Fat video, like getting on an airplane and I never had to go to the extension or anything like that, but I think just sitting in an airplane seat and feeling comfortable will be nice. That will be a big one. Feeling, you know, just feeling more confident. Sitting lower in the seat in the car. That'll be one. Fantasia, she is post-op. She's, let's see. How are you doing with fluids? I really don't have a problem with that, the fluids at all. I don't always get in the 72-ounce goal that I set for myself, but it isn't because I have a problem getting them down. It's because I'm not paying enough attention. So it hasn't really been a problem at all. Okay, everybody, that's the end of the questions, and I am going to pause this and have my husband come in, and we're going to draw the name for the giveaway. Okay, and then we have Red Henful. She asked, what were your reasons for choosing VSG over RNY? That was really not even a question for me. I had no desire or not a thought of having RNY. I did not want that type of restriction and malabsorption. So the reasons were that I did not want to have the malabsorption. I didn't want to have all of that stuff rerouted. So that was really the reason why for me. Mama Khan's VSG. What is the biggest NSV so far? You know, I really have to say, doing things like pulling a winter coat out that I remember putting on and having it just be really tight and feeling uncomfortable on me and not wanting to wear it because it was like that, and putting it on and having it be loose and just zipping it right up and tying it. Those kinds of things feel really good. Sitting at my desk at work. I know in my video, the 10 things I won't miss about being fat, one of the things I couldn't stand is sitting at my desk and having my stomach protruding. And that, I like that. I feel much more comfortable when I'm sitting in a chair, not having that. I would also say just feeling more confident in my body, my naked body, has been a really great NSV. And I think some more people asked that question, so it'll probably just be the same for that one. Did you have a drain tube? This is an Anubis 22CJ. Did you have a drain tube, and if so, when did you get it out? No, I didn't have a drain tube. I just had the 5 incisions, and then they had liquid sutures on top. They're internal sutures with a liquid over them, and that's what I had. Brenda White said, how did your family and friends take you having surgery? I told everybody I wasn't one to, you know, keep it a secret, and people were supportive. I had a couple friends who were a little bit concerned and thought, you know, I don't think you really need to do this. You're not that overweight, which that's not true. I was and am. But they thought, you know, you can do it. You know, they were just, I think they were concerned. They thought it was like a major, and it was a major surgery, but they were concerned, not that they weren't supportive, but they were concerned. But I think now, once they saw how easy the recovery was and everything, I think people are just supportive of it. Or maybe that's just what I choose to see. I don't pay attention to the haters, so if there's anybody out there like that, I'm not paying any mind, so I wouldn't know. Schwig, were any big surprises that you weren't expecting after surgery? Yes, the constipation the first week. Oh my God, I did not expect that. And I mean, I've watched videos and I think, you know, once in a while I would hear people talk about that, but it was horrible for me. And I was surprised at how bad it got for me. So that was something that I really wasn't expecting. And again, like I said earlier, another thing I wasn't expecting is for the recovery to be so easy. Honestly, the constipation was the only thing that I remember about my recovery that was horrible. The rest of it was real good. Oh, you know, and then somebody was talking about surprises. The other thing that surprised me was I was able to drink water easily. I didn't have to do the sip, sip, sip kind of thing. And I don't know if that's because I had the size 40 bougie or not. And that, I don't know if that's something that contributes to my slower weight loss too. I'm not sure, just because it's a bigger sleeve. But I have had no problem, never from the beginning, did not have a problem getting water down. The new Jackie 33, who's so inspirational. I just want to put that in there. What is your goal weight and do you have a bucket list? I don't have a goal weight. I said early on that, you know, my goal is to feel confident and healthy in my body. And when I get there, I don't know what the number is going to be, but I'll know it. And bucket list. I don't know if you mean like just in general in life or a bucket list for things I want to do once I get to that goal. I don't. And I think I'm going to do something like that. I think that would make a good video, you know, things that I want to do once I lose this much weight. So I might just make one of those. And bucket list, as far as I'm going to be 50 next year, so maybe that is something I need to. I've done lots of things that I would probably put on that bucket list, but good idea. Foodie turns sleevey. She is 5 weeks post-op. What's your favorite thing to eat post-op? I'm not, and I never have been. I don't have a favorite thing to eat. I sound so boring, but I don't really have a favorite thing. I'm sorry. I just like food. Ash VSG, what is your favorite non-shake protein? Fish. I think it's a great source of protein. And, you know, and she's starting week 3, so I think fish is also not as hard on you as, say, a chicken breast or steak or even like hamburger or something like that. So I would say fish is probably really high in protein, really just healthy all the way around.